Hello, welcome back. This is Sylph Redacted, our show after the show, and this week we've got what looks like a pretty interesting video. I got to bring the thumbnail up for this. AI will take your job. AI will replace 98% of workers. Here's your financial escape plan. Guy wearing a Bitcoin hat. So I'll give you one guess what this video is about. Oh, also the URL is www.crypto.lifestyle. So yeah, one guess. What's this video about? What's his take here? Also, like,
I feel like it's gonna be buy his crap coin of some sort.
Yeah, buy his coin. I'm almost sure. Buy my definitely not gonna rug pull it coin.
Yes.
So he says AI will replace 98% of workers. 98% of workers don't have like text-based jobs.
Yeah.
Like, of course, AI is not going to replace like a factory worker.
Yep.
Like, AI is not going to replace a plumber.
Factory worker will, but not like this kind of, not an LLM.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the issue in the United States. Like, we lost a lot of factory jobs, but that's like
not to automation, to outsourcing.
There's a lot of outsourcing, and others was to automation. But yeah,
it still takes a lot of people to run a factory. A lot of people. They're just not Americans, because we usually don't do manufacturing in America.
Right.
And at this point, to get back into the manufacturing in America, you know, you hear people like Donald Trump talking about, we need to bring back manufacturing to America.
Yeah.
The problem is we don't have the tooling in America.
Yeah.
You know, it requires tooling, and it requires special knowledge of the tooling, and those kind of things. Just, we haven't been prioritizing them for like many decades, like 4 decades. So the problem is our education isn't set up for that. Our manufacturing of the tooling for manufacturing is not set up for that. Like, we would need to outsource a lot of that if we want to do it now. So, you know, Trump wants to bring manufacturing back to America. That's going to take like 4 decades to do if he really wants to do it, which sounds like he doesn't really.
Yeah. Did you see
he just wants to pretend that he's doing it?
The Smarter Every Day video where he's making the stuff and trying to manufacture something that's all in the United States, and he talks about a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, he was talking about like just trying to get an injection mold made in the US.
Yeah.
And like, even that, like, that's a pretty simple tooling. You know, that's fairly simple manufacturing. You know, everything's made with injection molded plastic. This like USB drive has injection molded plastic. So like, you know, whatever you want to make, you're probably going to need injection molds to make it. And we can't even do that in the US.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's see what this guy thinks about our financial escape plan.
AI will take your job. Very likely.
Oh, he's very stuttery.
You are not in.
Is that my fault, or is that his fault?
Of your profession.
Hold on, let me just refresh the page.
Of your profession,
I think that's his fault.
You will end up losing your job, and it could happen much faster than you imagine. AI is already so powerful.
Very disorienting.
And humans, like they like to do, just ignore the dangers because they just don't want to think about what is upon us. But I am here to tell you today that you have to position yourself. You have to protect yourself. And this comes from an individual who used to run an entire marketing agency with lots of contributors, lots of employees, and now decided to completely pivot into crypto investing, because that is where I see for most
nailed it
realistic chance in continuing to make an income that is independent,
speculative investment
rat race of our jobs.
Yeah. So like throughout human history,
Slowly but
maybe not throughout human history, but throughout the last century, how many people are saying like, "Oh, you got to get out of whatever you're doing and come do speculative investments"?
My job is a highly skilled knowledge worker job, and I will not.
I'm checking out his website that he has there, and
That is just
it's pretty crappy. Yeah,
that makes you believe.
he has like some course on like how to set up your first self-custody wallet. Ooh,
help you, and this is why today's video is
and
extremely
how to make
important.
crypto cash flow.
If you are not
So
following
scammy.
yet,
Yep.
please do give this video.
Also, I thought this was a thumbnail, but this is like his actual video. He just has this like overlay. AI will take your
Oh, yeah.
job on his actual video.
It's weird.
lifestyle.
Yeah, good
So
point.
that you can have a fighting chance of
Does he not understand that that's not like how you do the video?
I will use
Like the video is not the thumbnail?
As you
I don't
may
know.
know, one powerful aspect
So many things about this
AI
video are
is that
very
it can
disorienting right
to
now.
be turned
I don't know if the stutter is
that means
on my side or on
the
his side.
AI makes decisions on its own based on the job you give it.
Get the 1% risk sniper
Is
strategy.
that AI
I use to scale up, stay consistent, and avoid emotional trading.
So you have an
Did anyone
agentic
comment?
So scammy.
organization that is all AI. Think of it as a
Okay.
company with
This
lots
video
of
Go to his
is
website.
all the team
really
members are
stuttery
AI, and they collaborate
for
together.
me.
And
don't
then of course
know
you have
if
AI
it's on
organizations.
my
Let's
side
call this an
or
AI organizations
yours. Oh,
spanning the globe, and they will work with each
There we
other
go.
and get.
I think that was my first Rumble comment
make
ever.
Payments to each other. They will use crypto because crypto is the only form of money that is nimble and fast enough, programmable enough for this to happen.
Crypto is literally like not
The
fast.
entire financial system
Like a
will be
Bitcoin
built
transaction takes like 10 minutes.
on the blockchain
By
of
design.
crypto, and the father of all crypto is Bitcoin. We are at a time where you have enough opportunity to still accumulate.
Imagine
as
like you
much
get up to the front of the
Bitcoin as
line
it
and
is
you're like, yeah, I'll
humanly
take
possible
a
for
dozen
you,
glazed.
so that you
Uh,
have
yeah.
this
Yeah,
very
payment.
Just
So
wait.
I put in, I'm going to put in my payment right now, and then I'm just going to go sit down for 10 minutes and wait for that to complete,
Bitcoin.
and then I'll
Yeah.
come back to get my
It's
dozen
just too
donuts. Does
rare
that sound good?
Because there are
Yeah.
only
Okay, cool. Thank
Sounds
you.
great. But wait, we
Yeah,
need
I'll-
6
That will-
confirmations, so that will
A
take an
good amount
hour.
has been
Oh,
lost
okay.
forever. And then there's all.
You think the donuts will still be warm by then?
That is currently, as we speak, being accumulated by institutional finance who can foresee the future. They can see that whoever owns this very precious asset.
And to be clear, that's not a problem of crypto. That's a problem of
will
Bitcoin.
have
There are other
no
cryptos that
power.
happen
And you,
much
as an
faster than
individual,
that.
you
Other
can
crypto
also be on that
transactions.
journey, but it is
Like
Yeah,
Ethereum,
it's
I
a
think, is like
problem-
pretty
to
quick.
make that choice.
It's
for
a problem
yourself.
of
All I
using
can
like
do is
Bitcoin
come
like
here,
to buy donuts.
read
Like
every
if you try to buy something online with
Get it.
like Bitcoin, actually
Yes,
it's
Bitcoin
fine.
will
Like
fluctuate.
uh,
Yes, the price will
it's
go
going
up
to take
and
days
down.
for it to get to you anyways,
Be
right?
concerned about that. When it goes down, you should be happy because you can get this very precious asset.
So if you lose money on crypto, you should be
And I
happy.
know what people say. They say it's too speculative. It's too early to
Yeah,
know.
that's
No,
what we say.
That is what smart money wants you to believe. They just hope that you get a little bit anxious when the price goes down and throw your Bitcoin back into the market or not buy it at all so that they can accumulate it.
Cool.
That
They
is
want
what
me to
I'm
not buy
doing,
it. I'm going to listen to
I
them
want
and
you
not buy
to
it.
Do that as well. I'm not a financial advisor, but I have started learning.
I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm advising you on how to spend your money, how to
financial
invest
advisor.
your money.
There
Look,
are
I'm not a financial advisor, but here's my financial advice.
crypto
That's right.
because they don't have the gumption or the vision to do. All right, let's talk
The
a
vision.
little bit about my statement here. AI will take your job, and
Love
I
to hear it.
want
Oh,
to
finally
go
getting to the
through
topic of the
a few
video.
examples that will show you that this is already happening. This is not futuristic talk. most of you would agree that driving a car is a pretty advanced combination of skill sets. It's not easy, especially not if you drive in a busy city where pedestrians can cross the road.
Okay, so it's like, it's advanced in that, like, you need to have a brain to do it, but it's not advanced in that, like, you need to go to school for like 6 years to learn how to do it.
Right.
You know, like being a medical doctor is advanced. Being a driver is like, anyone can do it. Not anyone, but most people can drive a car.
Take like a semester of driver's ed in high school, right? That's usually about it. Even that's like a lot of time to study how to drive, but
Yeah. So the fact that like AIs struggle to do that should tell you a lot about AI.
Well, to be fair, it's mostly Tesla's autopilot.
Yeah, true.
Struggling. Full self-driving. Sorry. Full self-driving.
That are not predictable. And then there's emergency vehicles. So would you agree with me that driving a car through a busy city is a very complex skill set? I think you would.
It kind of depends on what you mean. Really. So like, complex is a relative term.
Yeah.
The human eyeball is complex compared to like a worm's eyeball or eye thing.
Light spot, whatever you call it.
Eye spot. But the human eyeball is not complex compared to like all of the internet. So
or even like an octopus eye, right? Isn't that like an octopus's eye, like really crazy?
I mean, it's as complex as a human eye. It's just it evolved separately and better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in a human eye, so like imagine, here's the eyeball. This part is the retina. This part is the lens. So in a human eyeball and all mammals' eyeballs, the light comes through the lens, goes back to the retina, and has to bounce off the back of the retina and go forward because all of the nerves that detect like this retina here, all the nerves are pointed that way, pointed back into the body, which also means all the nerves need to connect and punch through the retina at some point, and that's our blind spot where if you close one eye and look over to the side, you'll see an area somewhere where like things will disappear in that area. That's our blind spot, and it's because of that horrible configuration of our eyes. But cephalopods, nautiluses, octopi, octopodes, whatever you call them, the plural of octopus.
Squids are in there?
Squids. Yeah, their eyes, so shaped like ours, an eyeball, but the light goes through the lens, and then it hits the actual nerve. That is the nerve. And then they all bundle in the back and go back to the brain, so they don't have a blind spot.
Did not know that, but that makes sense.
So their eyes are just as complicated as ours, but they're better because they evolved differently.
Yeah.
And I love when people talk about, when creationists talk about like, well, the eye is irreducibly complex. It's like, okay, so if you look at all the different eyes in the animal kingdom, there are extremely simple eyes like worms have, just eye spots.
Yeah.
And varying complexity all the way up to camera-like eyes like humans have.
Yeah.
So if an eye is irreducibly complex, then why does it work just fine without the lens?
Yeah.
A pinhole eye, like I believe a nautilus has a pinhole eye, has no lens, eye works fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
As you probably know by now, and I don't know if you have experienced it for yourself.
So to answer his question, is driving complex? Yes, it is complex compared to tasks that like computers do. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it is not complex compared to other things that humans do. In terms of like human abilities, driving is not complex. So it really depends what you're talking about.
There are autonomous taxis in the United States that are operating. There are the
Yes, there are, and they don't do a great job.
I mean, the ones like Waymo, they actually work. They don't run over people, but they're not. I don't know what you mean by a great job. They get you to where you want to go.
A taxi driver will be able to drive a taxi anywhere.
Yeah. Okay.
An AI taxi driver right now is only able to drive a taxi in an area that has been well mapped, has been has GPS, coordinates all over the place, and generally has good traffic condition, good like road conditions.
Right.
It's not going to be driving you along ice highways.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by like, they're bad in relative to a human taxi driver, but for some things they do fine. And I'm not saying they're not going to get better. Of course they're going to get better. And eventually they will be equal to a human taxi driver, at least in terms of driving skill.
Yeah.
So yeah, those kind of jobs, sure. An AI will eventually be, a replacement for a taxi driver. But he said down here, 98% of workers, and 98% of workers aren't taxi drivers. Even if you include all transportation jobs, I think that's still only like 40% of jobs in the US.
Yeah.
Waymos, and then there's a robo-taxi, which is Tesla's version, and they take you safely from point A to point B, much cheaper, and also, let's just be honest, the AIs drive 24/7, they don't get tired, they don't have any of the issues that a human driver would have.
They don't actually drive 24/7 because they do have a battery, and their battery depletes.
Yeah.
And then they need to go charge.
Right. And they don't drive when it's raining or snowing.
Yeah. So sure, they don't get tired, but they get the equivalent of tired for a robotaxi.
Right.
Which you could theoretically get around that problem by just having like replaceable batteries in those cars.
Yeah.
So it just drives to a station, you drop out the depleted battery, you stick in a full one, and then you charge the depleted battery while the taxi is out driving around on the full one. But just like that, a taxi doesn't get tired.
Yeah.
A taxi driver might, but like the taxi itself can drive 24/7. You just have like shifts.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about the poor Uber drivers and Lyft drivers. Those are typically individuals that are in a phase of their...
I do think that's funny too, that he's like, that's a benefit to him. The robo-taxi can drive 24 hours. It's like, yeah, we solved that problem a long time ago. Like the taxi itself does not get tired.
You know what else like only runs in like a certain area, and they do have like an actual driver. Some of them are automated, but and then can run like 24/7 because of course you can replace the driver and keep running. They usually don't though. And doesn't actually have any problems with the weather and other stuff like that.
What was it?
Public transportation, like rail and trams or metros or subways.
Yep. But yeah, I do think it's hilarious when people use that as like a benefit for AI. Like the AI never gets tired. It never has to take a break. It's like there are tons of jobs that are 24/7 jobs.
Yeah.
They're just not done by the same person 24/7.
Yeah.
7-Eleven stays open all night, but like it's not the same guy at the register all day and night.
Yeah.
We solved that particular problem, the 24-hour problem, a long time ago.
Yeah, and it's not like you're driving from state to state or something. Like these taxis have to stay within an area in a big city, and it's not like you're going to be looping around the city for 24 hours, right? Like you're going from point A to point B, like he said, and it's not going to be a 24-hour drive.
Yeah. Like there are times where it would make sense for that to be a benefit, and basically it's like long haul trucking.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like
a long haul trucker isn't an AI, a robo trucker isn't going to need to stop and go to sleep, but it will need to recharge.
Yep.
So it is still going to be taking breaks. Whether it can just drop out its battery and get replaced, like I was talking about, that will determine whether it needs to take a long break or a short break. But it will need to take breaks. It's not just going to keep driving forever. That's physically impossible.
Yeah.
Well, it's not physically impossible, but it would require like some sort of power reactor or like a lot of solar panels.
No, well, you're forgetting the other thing, which has happened in some roads in Europe. They would have to wire the road so they can charge while they're driving.
Yeah.
A life where they don't have any other way to produce income than to drive cars. And I used to be in that position back in the day when I started being a freelancer and I didn't have enough work. I actually drove Uber and I was so grateful for it. But here's
I thought he was
I am
crypto investing.
Well, yeah, but before that, he had to get his initial seed capital somehow.
I thought he managed like a marketing company.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm confused about his history now.
Yeah.
I'm seeing signs of Uber and Lyft drivers becoming increasingly frustrated with, number one, more and more drivers flooding the market, which drives down their value. But also, number two, is they start seeing the impact of AI, meaning robo-taxis, Waymos, and they start complaining about it. I'm part of a group on Facebook back from when I was an Uber and Lyft driver.
Oh, wow.
Every day they
That can
post
change.
in that group.
Yeah.
Here I have
And partially cover his
screenshots that
face.
I took this morning. And essentially, there's a person that says, hey, I lost my job or finances are tight. I'm considering starting to drive for Uber or Lyft. Where should I go? And also, when should I drive? And you can see that this person here says there is no good place anymore, way too many drivers. So that is the first aspect. There are way too many drivers. The market is just saturated with drivers.
Yep.
Why? Because
Nobody drives Uber anymore. There are too many drivers.
people are
Good
losing
point.
their jobs. Because the jobs that AI takes over are not going to be replaced by new jobs. It's just not happening.
They literally
I know
will.
That is an argument that
Yeah. I mean, the advent of the automobile put a lot of industries out of, it shuttered a lot of industries.
Yeah. What are you
You know,
talking
or-
about? I just bought a buggy whip yesterday.
Or at least it made them like niche industries instead of how
Yeah.
big they were before.
And I had to buy a horse and, put it in the stable and have lots of land and stuff so I could drive my buggy around.
But yeah, same with anything that automates a job, like it used to take so many workers to keep a farm going, and now we have machines that do a lot of those jobs. We have like machines that will harvest your crops. I mean, not
Certain
by itself,
crops.
you have to drive it, but like, that job used to be done by like 10 people and now it can be done by one.
Well, certain crops, right? There's a lot of stuff you still need
Yeah.
to pick by hand.
Yeah.
And though supposedly there's machines being made to make them, like it's not there yet. So we still need immigrants here who are willing to do those kind of jobs.
Yep. Or here's a thought:
Yeah.
pay the workers better.
Yeah.
Even if they're immigrants, I'm just saying pay the workers
mean,
better.
Yeah. I was just going to say, just pay them better anyways, but
Yeah. But then
and
maybe
treat them well.
you know, citizens would want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so obviously, yes, AI will take jobs. But
Yeah.
there will be new jobs. There are always new jobs. You
Yeah.
know, things we can't even imagine right
Well,
now.
now we have to have AI managers, people
no-
to manage the AI stuff.
Yep. No one could have imagined a lot of the jobs that we have now. Search engine optimization specialist. Do you think anyone in the 50s was thinking that?
Probably not.
Absolutely not. Yeah, no one had even thought of the search engine in the
Not
50s.
even thinking about it now.
Yeah, that's the Dewey Decimal System is great. We don't need anything better than that.
We hear from very savvy people is that when a technology replaces jobs, then new jobs appear. But I think this time is not going to be true, because what was
That's what they say every single
This
time.
This
And
time
it's-
is the one that's different.
I mean, there's always a period of adjustment,
Yep.
but like if jobs like just go away, like if nobody has jobs and nobody's going to buy stuff, right? Nobody's going to have money to buy stuff. So what are you going to do?
Well, then all the businesses would go out of business.
Yeah.
Yep.
But there's always like something.
Yeah, there's
Oh.
always things that people want. And the more free time they have, the more they'll buy things if they have money. So,
Right.
you know, if it's your job to do something and the AI can like do half of it for you, then first of all, so I'm talking about this naively. It's really what's going to happen is your responsibilities are going to increase twofold.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, ostensibly, the more free time you have, the more time you'll have to go out and buy things and enjoy things like entertainment. You know, the movie
Yeah.
industry is enormous. You know, a huge industry. The games industry is a huge industry.
Yeah.
Tons of people work in those industries, and those industries weren't a thing before, you know, the 1900s.
Yeah.
And now, you know, they employ a lot of people.
Yep.
You know, hundreds of millions probably people work in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
So
I mean, arguably we do too.
yeah. But like there will always be new jobs, new industries, new things for humans to do until we just decide that we're going to let the robots do everything for us, I guess. And then
Yeah.
why even have humans then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we'll, I guess the robots will put us in like big columns to use us as batteries, and then they'll make us see like
Because that's the
You know,
most
like a
efficient way to
version-
use people.
a version of 1999 with big brick cell phones.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then probably there's going to be like one guy that can control things, and he'll like bend spoons, and then he'll fight
Right.
some guy in a suit. And then that guy will learn to multiply himself.
That's right.
And then they'll have to fight even more. And I feel like I've heard this story. Anyway,
I think it'd be a great movie. We should make that movie.
What we were never able to replace was human muscle power. But with the emergence of
in case you've been living under a rock for the past half century, that was the Matrix that I was referencing.
robots,
I'm
and
pretty sure everyone got it, but in case there was one person that didn't get
we
it.
have robots.
Yeah.
With the emergence of robots, and we already see the beginning of that in experimental coffee shops where robots serve you coffee. So again,
I thought he was going to talk about like
right?
fast food restaurants, because there's like a couple of them where they have robots doing everything. There's a lot of restaurants now that have replaced fry cooks with a special fry robot, because apparently fry cook is like the worst job at a fast food restaurant. It's like it's really terrible, and you burn yourself all the time.
Ooh.
So a lot of them are replacing it with this robot to do it because it can do it safer, and it's it can do the job. It can do it. It doesn't do it any faster. I think it's just that it's they can not have a fry cook, which is good because it's a job nobody really wants to do.
He's talking about like a coffee robot.
Yeah.
Which sure, a coffee robot might be great for making coffee, right?
Right.
But what if I want a double shot frappuccino with soy milk, whipped cream, but on the side in a small cup,
Yeah.
and caramel drizzle down the side? Can a robot do that?
Yeah. It just has a bunch of nozzles that come out and like squirt that into your cup.
Like, not yet. Maybe it can,
Yeah.
10, 15 years from now, but not yet.
Yeah.
So obviously Starbucks is not going to replace everything with robots, or people will stop going to Starbucks.
Yeah.
If
and
I
you still
want
need
just
somebody
coffee.
you still need somebody to load all the ingredients into the robot and also clean it, and perform any kind of maintenance on it later.
Yep.
Yeah, you won't need as many people, and they're, you still need somebody to screw up your name at the counter.
Yep.
And write the wrong name on the cup, but you could use less people for a job that's not great. So
Tanner? I have an oat milk latte for Tanner. Do you mean Hunter?
Does that happen to you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, because I'll say my name quickly. I'll be like Hunter, and then they hear like Tanner or Connor or something.
Okay.
Yeah, basically
I don't go to Starbucks that often, and usually when I do, I just get like bottled water or something I don't have to wait for.
I mean, it doesn't happen at all now anymore, because they have like the app, so you scan the app and then it has your name.
That's true.
But yeah,
That's AI taking people's jobs.
right. I kind of miss that. I need someone to go and misspell my name. But yeah, so if I want just regular coffee, the kind of coffee that a robot will make, I'm going to use the robot in my house to make coffee.
Yeah.
Like, we have a coffee robot.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, we just put the grounds in the top, put the water in the back, and turn it on. I guess it's not even a robot. It's all like mechanical.
You don't even have the Nespresso or whatever it is that takes the pods that you put in.
No, those suck. I just use a regular coffee pot. I bought it for $10 at Walmart. It's like, and it's lasted me a year so far, and I don't really have any plans to get rid of it. I'm going to use it until it breaks. And it's like, it's so much cheaper than one of those like pod machines. And like, if it breaks, it would have to break like 10 times before finally I have spent enough on replacing it as the original like pod machine would cost. And also the pods themselves are twice as expensive as just coffee grounds.
Yeah. So
if all of that wasn't bad enough, if I want 2 cups of coffee, I have to run the pod machine twice, where with the coffee pot, I can just put more water in it.
Yeah. True. I do want to complain about the Starbucks a bit. What do you know what the one thing you should never get at Starbucks is that I found out recently?
No,
I guess. Okay. Hot chocolate. Never get a hot chocolate at Starbucks because it's terrible. From what I can tell, they brew it in the same stuff that they do coffee in, and it just ends up tasting terrible. Like they don't have a separate pot for hot chocolate because like hardly anybody gets that.
So don't get hot chocolate at Starbucks. Okay.
Yeah.
I will remember that.
Bad. It was so bad. I don't know if a good place to get, well, I do know of a good place to get it. It's not a chain restaurant, but
I assume a mocha
not actually
latte
on the
would be
menu.
fine though, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I don't get mocha lattes, but I'm assuming it would be fine.
Yeah.
Anyway,
The
back to this guy.
I don't know.
Will not
Sure.
come back. I think that is a very dark future.
He said the jobs will not come back. Those jobs won't come back. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Like we can agree on that. Horse buggy
the other
manufacturing hasn't really
Yeah.
come back.
Although the BDSM community has, taken them in. All those leather manufacturers.
Oh yeah, the horse, not the buggy itself, but the stuff, the bridle and stuff. Is that what you're talking about?
Leather manufacturers. Yeah, you know what I mean.
But
and the guys
again,
who make whips, they're pretty popular too.
But again, like we're gonna have new industries that we can't even think of right now, you know. And this guy's like, I feel like he is assuming that all human progress has stopped. You know, there's nothing left to learn. There's nothing left to innovate. There's nothing left to know. We're just gonna have the AI do everything, and that's just not true. The AI might automate certain things, but it won't automate everything. You know, there are things that only humans can do. The AI will never be able to do it.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to like learn new skills, and that sucks. But like, and some of your old skills will probably transfer to some respect, because like if you're running the machine that does your previous job, like you still kind of need to know how to do your previous job, right?
Yep. So like, for example, my job is a software engineer, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming a lot of people think, oh, the AI is going to take my job, but it's not.
Yeah.
My job is not to write code.
Right.
You know, that is not my job. My job is to engineer software.
Yeah.
Which is not the same as writing code. Writing code is part of that. So the AI might be able to take that part of my job. But you know what it's not going to take? Figuring out what to write.
Freedom? Oh.
The AI doesn't even know what to write until I tell it to.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, I need to design the actual system. I need to figure things out. And then I write the code. And the AI might take that then I write the code part from me, which is fine. That's, like, literally the most tedious part of my job. I mean, I enjoy it, but, like, there are a lot of times where, like, I'll just be doing like very tedious coding, and maybe the AI would be like perfectly suited to take that away from me. Cool. Thumbs up for that part. But the AI is not going to know what to write without me coming up with the ideas and figuring out how it's all going to work together and telling the AI to do it.
Yeah.
The engineering part of software engineering is not going to be taken from me. Don't worry.
Yeah. I think I read I think it was just like a tweet or something from a software engineer who's been in the industry for a while, and he's complaining about the junior engineers coming in and trying to vibe code everything. And he's like, these new guys, they just go in, they just have AI write everything, and they just check in whatever it results in. And then we have to do like code reviews for days. And then they just use the AI to rewrite it again, and it still sucks, and they just immediately try and check it in again. And he's like, well, I'm thinking of quitting the industry because this is such BS. And then, management is pushing them to use more AI on top of it.
Oh my God. Yeah. So
it sounds so horrible now.
I run my own company, but I don't have any employees. If I do ever hire employees, which hopefully, Port 87 will get big enough that I'll be able to hire employees. If I do hire other engineers, AI will be completely 100% banned. If I catch one of my employees using AI, that is grounds for termination. Like, first of all, because it's shit code. Second of all, because that opens me up to copyright infringement, potentially. What if the AI regurgitates some of its training data into my code base?
Right.
That's copyright infringement.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know why these upper management people are like pushing to have more AI in their software code bases, because it's like you're just begging to get sued at that point.
But it makes you more productive.
It literally does not.
It does not.
I've tried using an AI agent to do code, and I swear it took me like 4 hours. After 4 hours of wrangling this AI, trying to get it to do something, finally it produced a result that like I could modify enough to make it usable. And I wasn't actually going to put this in my code. I was just testing it.
Yeah.
I could have literally written the code for it in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But it took the AI 4 hours to do it because it kept making mistakes. It kept not understanding the API. You know,
Yeah.
the API was like something that I had written. It's a huge project. This was for Nymph,
Yeah.
which is like a enormous project. You know, it's probably like 50,000 lines of code. And I'm trying to tell the AI, like, this is where you need to go. You need to look at this file to understand the API. And then it was like, oh, okay. And then just didn't bother to look at it and was like, here you go. And the API was all wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you not? Because it's a dumbass robot. That's why.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's literally stupid. So yeah, I'm not really worried about the AI taking my job. At least not yet. Not for a good, like, maybe 10 years. And again, it's only going to take part of my job.
Right.
But it is one that feels very realistic to me. So then Jesse here says there's too many drivers and too many Waymos. So for those of you who do not know what a Waymo is, a completely autonomous self-driving car. And guess which company has heavily invested in Waymos? Uber. Uber is the company that
What?
employs all of these.
I think he's just
drivers
saying this
right
all
now.
wrong, but okay. I don't think
Uh,
Uber is invested in Waymo.
I don't know. Maybe they have. I don't know.
Pretty sure they have their own self-driving car initiative.
Okay.
Or yeah.
Maybe they use Waymo's technology or something. I don't know.
I mean, well, they stole it, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
I think that was, but I don't think they actually use Waymo officially.
Okay.
Their
They have
technology.
invested in this technology. Guess why? Because they want to slowly replace the human drivers that are starting to unionize, that are starting to complain a lot, because that's what humans do. And they're going to replace
Complain about
with-
like work and stuff. So they'll unionize to do something about it, but no, they don't want that to happen either.
So he's
They just
implying
wanna-
that the unionizing and the complaining are the problems here.
Yeah.
No, Waymo, like, they're still going to replace people with automation, even if the people aren't complaining or unionizing.
Yeah.
Like, that's always been the case. It just
Right.
makes financial sense to replace the human in that case.
Yeah.
So, like, if this guy is, you know, saying shit like this, he's a fucking scab.
Yeah.
I guarantee you this guy would cross the picket line.
Oh, yeah.
those AI taxis. Make no mistake. So this to me is the perfect example and the perfect argument that shows you human workers, a skilled workforce, because we all agree on the fact that driving is a skill.
I mean, kind of, you know, like,
Yeah. I mean, I think they call it like
It-
a low skilled profession, right?
Yeah.
It's not no skill, but a low skill.
yeah, like you do
It's not
need
some-
a license.
Yeah. It's not like you need a 4-year degree to
Yeah.
do it.
You can do it as a high school dropout, basically. So
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
I would say it's low skilled.
Yeah.
Usually when we use the term like a skilled workforce, you're talking about something like a trade, like a plumber, an electrician, you know, something like that,
Yeah.
where you need to go to specific training to do that, like a specific school or specific education to do that.
Yeah.
So I don't
Some sort of trade
think
school.
that I would agree with him on this point.
Yeah.
Human workers will and are being replaced by AI as we speak. Because if an AI can drive, what else can an AI do? Because if you think about
Well, it's not going to be able to put up drywall in my house.
Not
So,
yet.
Not yet.
Not until they have that drywall robots coming into your house, installing it for you.
Tesla drywall bot. Yeah. So,
Come home and your cat's encased in drywall. What you do?
So no, I don't think that AI is going to take 98% of jobs. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
About it. What AI didn't have so far is a body with which it can manipulate the world. So in a way, those robo-taxis are the physical extensions of the AI. And I hate to tell you, but the robots that Elon is working on are the physical extensions of the AIs.
Elon, really? The ones that Elon's working on? Have you
Yeah.
seen how shitty those are?
The ones that are remotely controlled by somebody in a different building.
Yeah. So if you want impressive robots, it's Boston Dynamics. You know,
Yeah.
they scare me. They actually might be able to put up drywall pretty soon.
Yeah. And they sell their stuff to the military. So that makes it even more scary.
Yep. But yeah, Elon's robots, I'm not worried about them at all.
Yeah.
The robots that serve you coffee. And of course, the robots that will staff the armies of the world. Unfortunately, that is one of the first use cases that will be very high in demand, in my opinion, is robot soldiers, right? Now, I'm going to continue.
Yep, we're going to have robo battles.
Yep.
Just robots fighting
Robot
robots.
wars. Yeah.
Which, you know, as long as they're not killing humans, I'm cool with, but invariably that will lead to them killing humans.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, pretty
yeah.
much.
With showing you examples of very highly
yeah, it's like Black Mirror has predicted a lot of things. And I think Black Mirror's, like, you know, those little killer robot dogs from that episode of
Yeah.
Black Mirror?
Yep.
Yeah, those are coming. I think
Yep.
that's probably gonna happen.
skilled knowledge that is at the moment, at the recording of this video, already has been replaced by AI. And I'm talking about very skilled creatives. What I did is I took old pictures of my parents, really old pictures, and I brought them to life. And if you wanted to do this only, I want to say a month ago, you would have had to find extremely skilled digital artists, and they would have taken probably weeks, if not months, to make this happen. But now I was.
How many fingers you want on each hand? Just the 5?
And do you want to, like, how many times do you want to repeat your prompt until you get something like resembling something like what you wanted?
I could look. I'll throw in like 4 extra fingers on each hand for free.
For free.
For free. Where else are you gonna get that?
able to do it with AI tools within a matter of minutes this morning. So I'm sure.
Okay, yeah, like taking an existing photo and turning it into something else is a thing that AI is actually pretty good at.
Yeah. fair enough.
The problem is when you expect AI to be creative, because
Yeah.
to the extent that an AI can be creative, it is only at the direction of a human being.
Right.
AIs are not really creative on their own. If you just go into ChatGPT and type in "be creative," like the thing that it produces might look creative on the surface, but it
Yeah.
will be so fucking derivative and boring to read.
I got to try this.
You're going in.
I got Gemini, not
Okay.
not
Here, wait.
ChatGPT.
Let me do it on.
Creative.
Let me do
What?
it on mine so I can take a look.
Okay. Yeah.
Is this gonna work? Yeah, cool. Be creative. Be creative.
Yeah.
Go. To be creative is to see the. Okay, it's just defining creative. That's not what I wanted.
That's not gonna work.
No, I'm asking you to be creative right now. Create something interesting. Here, Here are a few creative pieces ranging from short story to poetic riddle. The Last Librarian. The world ended, not with a bang, but with a whisper of static. All the digital information, every song, movie, text, and photo simply vanished. The cloud was gone, and with it, the collective memory of humanity. I am Alara, and I am the last librarian. My library isn't a building of books, but a sanctuary of the mind. I've committed to memory every detail I could salvage. The plots of old films, the lyrics of forgotten pop songs, the recipes for my grandmother's cookies, and the intricate formulas for creating a battery from simple household items. I walk a desolate landscape, a ghost in a silent world, carrying the weight of a lost culture. A group of children once asked me what music was. I couldn't show them, but I could close my eyes and hum the first few bars of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. For a moment, a sliver of the old world lived again. My goal is not to rebuild, but to remember, for in a world without records, the mind is the only library that remains.
Hold on.
That is so fucking boring.
So that's basically, or is kind of like based on the ending of Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah, but like
where
the way it wrote it,
memorize books. Yeah,
the way it wrote it is so derivative and boring.
Yeah, it's not written as a story. It's written as just a declaration kind of thing. You know?
Yeah. There's nothing really interesting about it. It's like, here's a premise. It's like, okay.
And the premise that it basically stole from somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. So AI is not good at being creative. I mean, that's not proof. That's just one example. But like,
yeah,
you know, AI is just not great at creating things on its own. You really need a human influence to guide it in order for it to even approach creativity.
Yeah. And I find like your mileage may vary, but when I'm trying to like get it to output it like an image or something, it's almost like, it's almost as that like malicious compliance thing. I'm like trying to get a certain look and it just does anything but. I don't know if you've had that problem with it before, but it's happened to me so many times.
Actually,
no,
so
do it this way.
One thing that was like pretty interesting is I went on ChatGPT and I was like, do an oil painting of a night sky with the moon in it.
Yeah,
because I wanted to prove a point.
Yeah,
and it did this night sky, the moon, and then there were stars in front of the moon. You know how the moon is a circle when you look at it in the sky, and you have that like sliver crescent. The sliver crescent is just the lit up part of the moon, and the dark part of the moon would still block stars behind it, block the light from stars behind it. But the AI put stars in front of the moon. So then I told the AI, I was like, no, there are stars in front of the moon. Can you remove the stars from in front of the moon? And it was like, oh yeah, there shouldn't be stars in front of the moon. Let me go ahead and remove that. And then it gave me another image where the stars were fucking brighter in front of the moon. It just made them even bigger and brighter. And I was like, no, there are still stars in front of the moon. Please remove them. And it like, I went back and forth just making the point that the AI doesn't understand what it's actually doing. It just, it's regurgitating, its training data. It doesn't actually know what these things are. It doesn't know what the moon is. It doesn't know what stars are. Like if you ask it, like, what is the moon? It could give you a definition, but it doesn't actually have like those real concepts in its like quote unquote mind.
Yeah.
So, it's just going to paint, quote unquote, things that look like what it's seen. And it's seen a lot of artists put stars in front of the moon. So it's like, sure, here you go.
Kind of a trope, yeah.
And it doesn't know that like that's physically impossible. Well, I mean, yeah, sure, it like knows it's physically impossible, but it can't fucking remove them.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, it's like it says it's going to do it. It's not doing the maliciously complying. It's like not complying, but in like the nicest way. Oh yeah, you're totally right. I'll remove them, and then doesn't.
Yep.
That was created same day. Now there's also beauty.
So like to to kind of answer this guy's point, yeah, AI can do certain things, and there are other things that like seem to be creative, like this, painting an oil painting of the night sky, but like,
Yeah.
it's always gonna be off from what you want.
Right.
If you are an actual artist, you can paint exactly what you want.
Yeah.
You can turn the canvas
if you're
into
good
Yeah.
painter.
or if you go to a real human artist, you can tell them
Yeah.
exactly what you want and have them do exactly what you want.
Yeah.
But with an AI, it's never going to be exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Like you're still going to have to put work into it to fix all the mistakes of the AI.
Yeah.
So it might get you 90% of the way there, but it'll never be able to get you 100%. You're always going to need to fix its problems.
I mean, except for the times that it's like 2% of the way there. And
Yeah.
it's just like
At best,
nothing
it
you
could
can do.
get you like 90% of the way there.
That's right.
And positive side effects of AI. The beauty is that the truth is that I've never met my father in real life. I actually only once, and you're gonna see this picture here today. And my mom hasn't seen my father, I believe, ever since I was 1 year old. So these are all very precious memories.
This video just
And we're
went in a different
bringing them
direction
to
than I
life
thought.
now
Yeah.
by turning still pictures into video. Are
I
you
think
ready
this is
for
like
this?
kind of
Okay,
an
let's go to
emotional
the
thing
first
for him, and I don't
example.
really want to commentate
So
on it.
here you
So,
see,
Yeah.
this is
like
the
I'm
original
just gonna go ahead and skip forward past this.
Been announced
Yeah.
who is investigating this.
That's like bordering on an unhealthy thing to do.
because I cannot
Yeah.
change the course of history, of course. But what I can do is I can let you know what I believe based.
Hold on. Stop for a second.
Oh.
Is his solution to invest in crypto?
Of course, speculative
to buy,
investment. That
to,
will
to buy his course on investing in crypto and learn how you can make a 1% per day income.
Yep. Yeah, you will not need to work in the future. The AI will do everything for you. All you'll need to do is speculative investment.
That's right. Yeah.
Copious
Yeah.
amounts of hours that I spent investigating this, I believe that the only thing we can do, the smartest thing most of us can do, is to start owning the asset that the AIs will use to pay each other. The only asset that the AIs will use.
I'm sorry, what? Why would you think that AIs are going to pay each other in crypto?
I don't. It's been a
What?
thing that people have been talking about since almost the beginning of cryptocurrency. Is like, oh well, we're gonna have these like bots, and then we'll just set them up so they can just pay each other with Bitcoin, and it'll totally make this like libertarian utopia somehow. I don't know.
Like, why would the AIs not use fiat currency? Why would they
'cause it's
choose
digital?
to
I don't
limit
know.
themselves?
Yeah.
I mean, fiat currency can be digital.
Yeah.
I can sell you some money right now.
Right.
Yeah.
to value each other, and that is crypto, and the biggest crypto, of course, being Bitcoin. Now there are going to be very specific tokens out there that power very specific AIs, but in order to know which tokens to buy in that regard, you have to conduct a lot of research. Start with Bitcoin.
And why would they use Bitcoin instead of like all the stable coins that are out?
Yep.
Because it's not only the case about the AIs using crypto as the money to conduct transactions, it also is the case that we are in the middle of a generational wealth transfer where we move from finance being conducted in a centralized fashion to finance being conducted in a decentralized fashion.
You has totally screwed up that whole. He does not understand the generational wealth transfer thing.
Yeah, I don't think that's what generational wealth transfer means.
Yeah,
That's like
that's he's trying to say a paradigm or
Transformative.
trying to show a paradigm shift in the structure of wealth, or I don't know, the accumulation of wealth. And
Yeah.
I'm not even sure that's true.
We'll just
But-
say that he misspoke there.
Okay.
But if he's assuming that the world is shifting towards cryptocurrency, I don't think that's true. There are
Yeah.
a lot of problems with cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
There are different problems than the problems with fiat currency. I'm not saying that
Right.
fiat currency has no problems. Of course it has problems. But cryptocurrency, in solving those problems, creates new problems on its own. So
I mean, it really didn't solve much of any problems except as something online to speculate on. About the only thing it does well.
yeah. So one of the
Speculative
biggest
asset.
problems I see with crypto is, unlike with something like a bank transfer, crypto cannot be reversed unless the
Yeah.
other party wants to reverse the transaction.
Yeah.
Like, it's mathematically impossible to just go ahead and reverse a transaction on the blockchain.
Right.
So, if you get scammed out of $30,000 worth of Bitcoin, out of one Bitcoin or a third of a Bitcoin, I don't know how much Bitcoin is at right now, but
It's over 100,000 right now.
okay, so like a quarter of a Bitcoin, if you get
Yeah.
scammed out of that, that's just gone forever. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's a huge problem with crypto. And a lot of people
Or-
view that as like a good thing, because that also means that like a nefarious government can't just come in and take all your money, which is
Yeah.
true. But like, in solving one problem, it creates another problem,
Yeah. Yeah. But also, like, not only could you be scammed of it, but, like your hard drive could die
Yep.
and you not have your crypto anymore.
Yeah.
Not that I would know anything about that.
Yeah, you got to back everything up.
Slowly but surely transitioning to using digital money as a standard, digital money as also the reserve standard. And that is proven to you by the Genius Act, which positions stable coins as a legal form of money. And then, of course, also by all the rules and regulations and legislation that is put in place to allow and to enable Bitcoin to be the treasury asset of the future. So the solution for you is to start familiarizing yourself.
So the problem with using Bitcoin as the treasury asset of the future, like he's saying,
Yeah.
is that would have exactly the same problem as the gold standard.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, no,
the same
it'd be
problem.
way worse because the value of Bitcoin is wildly volatile,
Yeah, true.
way more
Yeah.
than
All of the
gold.
problems of the
and
gold
silver.
standard plus some new ones.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like there is a reason that we got off the gold standard, whether you like it or not. I'm not going to say, your thoughts are wrong about the gold standard, but I am going to say getting off the gold standard solved problems for us. Maybe it introduced new ones, maybe those matter to you more, but it did solve problems. And going on Bitcoin as the the reserve asset would introduce all those same problems of the gold standard.
Yeah.
With this asset. How does it work? If you start from zero, then I have an intro course for you. You can get it here behind
go.
this address.
There it is.
Lifestyle.
There it is.
There it is.
You
The
put in your
pitch.
information,
How long did
and
it take
then
us to get to
over
the
course
pitch?
of
Almost
4
20
days, you will
minutes
get free
into the
access
video
Wow.
before the pitch.
that quite frankly teaches
Wow.
you exactly
Become your own
how I am
bank.
taking our I probably
Okay, I think we're done with this guy.
all right.
Yeah.
Yep. It was exactly what we thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was interesting though. That was an interesting watch.
The funny thing is, I think this was a better video than the Tim Pool one, just
Yeah,
because
I
he was
agree.
actually giving information that we can criticize,
Yep.
and talk about and expand
Yeah.
on, and in an area that we have a lot of knowledge in.
Yep.
But yeah,
Yeah. Well, that was it. I suppose we'll just sign off unless you have any final thoughts on this guy and Bitcoin in general or crypto in general.
I mean, I'm not as negative on crypto as you are, I think, but
Well, I wonder why. No, but I will say at this point, like, sure, crypto would have been great to invest in, 15 years ago, $100, you'd be a millionaire now. But like right now, investing in crypto is not like the best investment you could choose. It might make you the most money, sure, but it might also lose you the most money. It's volatile. So
yeah.
My best advice to you as a viewer would be only invest as much money as you're willing to lose in something like crypto. Any form of like speculative investment, only invest as much money as you're willing to lose.
Yeah.
If you are living paycheck to paycheck and you've saved up a little bit of a nest of like, $1,000 or something that you want to put somewhere, you want to invest in it, I would say probably don't invest in crypto because you might lose it. That kind of money, $1,000, just go ahead and put it in like the stock market. You might lose it in the stock market too, but it's safer than crypto.
I mean, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you probably shouldn't be investing at all. Until you
paycheck to paycheck was the wrong. The wrong.
I mean, there's a lot of things
choice.
Like, you want to build up a emergency fund first, right? And then if you have enough that you are not living paycheck to paycheck, you have a little extra, you've built up your emergency fund. Now you have a little bit to invest in. Like don't invest more than you're willing to lose in crypto. There's a lot of stuff you need to learn about crypto, and there's a lot of people pushing people into investing, saying they made a lot of money off of it and stuff like that. It's not like it's not like the stock market where the thing is find an index fund and put your money in, and that's all you have to do. Like you don't have to there's not a lot you have to learn about the stock market unless you start getting real speculative in it. But it's the same thing like with but it's not the same thing as crypto. There is no index fund for cryptocurrency. It is like investing in individual stocks, and it's very volatile. It's often more volatile than the stock market. So you're even more likely to lose money if you don't know what you're doing. So
if you really want the safest investment, CDs and bonds are like the safest investments. You're not going to get a whole lot of return on it. Your potential is not very high, but there are like no penalty CDs where, if you want to take like an emergency fund that you have, and you want to make sure that like that is outpacing inflation, it's growing at a pace greater than inflation, just put it in a no penalty CD, like a 24-month no penalty CD that grows at like 4 or 5%. I don't know.
Can you get that much?
That's probably high CD? For a no penalty CD.
It's like 2 or 3%, maybe.
Yeah, like 2%. And if you have to take it out for an emergency, you won't get the interest, but at least you won't be penalized for it. And if you manage to keep it in there until the terms of the CD, you're gonna get that return. It's like guaranteed.
Yeah.
So same thing with a bond, except I think you can sell a bond early, right?
Yeah, but you could potentially take a loss on it.
Okay.
Because it has the value of the bond, or the return on the bond is like how much you pay for it minus, or how much you would receive at the end when the bond matures minus what you pay for it. Like that's what you'd make on it. And so that what you pay for the bond it kind of floats on the bond market. So,
okay. But yeah, to quote this guy, I'm not a financial advisor.
Yeah.
Matt's not a financial advisor, but if you want our financial advice, if you don't have a lot to invest and you may end up needing that money, the safest place you could put it is a CD, a no penalty CD, or even just a savings account. You know, a savings account that you're not going to be making nothing. Like if you had it in cash, you're at least going to be making some interest on it, but it's very safe. You know, an FDIC insured savings account is essentially 100% safe.
Yeah.
You know, the only way you'd lose that money is if the United States government, or, you know, if your country has its own similar program, is if the government fell. And at that point, I think the money you have in the bank is probably not your biggest concern.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, don't listen to this guy. Don't put all your money in crypto. If you can afford it and you have, like, you're willing to lose that money, sure, go ahead and do speculative investment. It's dangerous. You might lose the money, but it's your choice. It's your money. Who am I to say what you should do? I'm not a financial advisor.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, this guy, I think, was giving bad advice, and probably also don't buy his crypto course.
Don't buy his course. I'm pretty sure everything that is actually legitimate in his course you can find online, right? Yeah. Like, you look that up yourself, and there's a lot of people giving away that information. Then the other stuff about making an income off of crypto, I'm pretty sure is BS.
Nope. Anyway, that's our spiel. If you want to check out other shows, other Echoplex shows, you can do that at echoplexmedia.com. And if you want to watch this show live, we do this show at 10 a.m. Pacific every Wednesday on twitch.tv/Sylphweed. And if you want to buy some of my silly merch, you can do that at icecreamonahotdog.com. And if you want to buy Echoplex merch, you can do that at eplex.store. All right. Have a great week. Oh, also don't forget to like the channel and subscribe to the video. And something about a bell, I think, somewhere that you can click on. It helps the channel.
Yep.
All right. Now have a great week.